I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As you can see, Deb Thomas is attending tonight's meeting virtually. Voting will then be done by roll call, which is required when a board member attends a meeting electronically. This is a meeting of the school board for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. Public comments are limited to items on the agenda. There will be time for public participation as indicated by agenda item number 5. The board receives agenda item information and rationale for administrative recommendations for their thorough review before each meeting. I do not believe we have any media to recognize tonight. So that moves us on to 2.2, which are our students of the month. Our first student is Harley Stein from the Whitko Junior Senior High School, nominated by Rebecca Starkey.
No, Rebecca.
Good evening, everyone. This is Harley, and she is a 10th grader at Whitko High School. And Mrs. Starkey is the teacher who nominated her, and this is what Mrs. Starkey has to say. Harley is the kindest, brightest, and wittiest student that I have. She is always doing what she's supposed to do and encouraging her peers around her while she is doing so. She never fails to put a smile on my face with her jokes in class or impress me with her advanced work ethic. She is a great representation of Whitko High School, and I'm excited to see what opportunities her future holds. Congratulations, Harley.
Congratulations. Next, we have Zachary Allen from the Whitko Career Academy, nominated by Anna Hall.
Thank you so much. Zach, do you want to introduce yourself? Congratulations. There you are. You want to say who you are? He's like, no,
Hello, everyone. My name is Zachary Allen.
So Zach is one of our students, and he does a great job each and every day. I mean, he puts in the hard work. He is willing to do anything to help us. He does just a great job with everything. He's more than willing to help with anything, and he does great with the other kids. He's a great role model. He's just, the best kid. He does a really good job. Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Next, we have Emerson Shoemaker from Southwell Elementary School, nominated by Abigail Norman.
This is Emerson. She is a student in my 3rd grade class at South Whitley. I chose Emerson because she really represents the values that we try to create in our community at South Whitley. She is consistently leading with kindness, respect towards adults and other kids in the school. She always gives her best effort and always approaches things with determination. She pushes through, does everything she needs to do. I can see her being an inspiration to all the students in my class with all of the leadership qualities she shows. So congratulations, Emerson.
Congratulations. Next, we have Alexa Micaeus Chavez from the Pierceton Elementary School, nominated by Dana Justice.
This is Alexa Macias Chavez, and she's in my 4th grade class. She is a kind-hearted girl, always doing the right thing. She works hard, She gets good grades, and she is a kind friend to everyone. She helps translate for one of her classmates who's new to the English language. She has a smile every single day. She's just one of those kids that you hope to get in class, and I am very excited to see her grow at Whitko.
Congratulations. That concludes our portion of the school board meeting for Students of the Month. If you would like to leave now, you are more than welcome to, or you're also more than welcome to stay for the duration of the meeting. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Next, we have I'll wait a little bit. They're coming. Okay, now we have a special presentation. The professional learning teams, Joel Hossaple, Liz Riggers, and Brittany Ham.
We had anticipated you being able to see, but since we're using TV for Deb, I don't know if you need to move to see the presentation or if you can. But we're here just to share a little bit about kind of our new model for how we're working with our teachers to grow our students. So we normally give you data, but we want to show you the behind the scenes, what's behind the curtain to get to the data that you typically will see at the end of the year. So let's see if this works. Yeah, it works. Okay. So this year we've moved away from that Monday morning whole building PD model, and we're changing up to that PLT model. We're going to talk a little bit more about what that actually entails here a little bit further. But basically, the overview is it just we're working with our staff to help make decisions on how to support our students through data. So we're focusing on all the different pieces of data that our teachers collect on our students and how we can use that to grow them in different ways. Currently, we're working with our grade level teams, so a second grade team or a kindergarten team. We also work with our specials team, and we pull them in on a weekly basis and meet with them once a week and work with them on looking at different levels of student achievement and how we can help impact that. We also pull in our special ed and our title and our speech teachers depending on the need of the team at the time. Every week, our teachers are bringing different pieces of data to analyze. This is called ongoing progress monitoring, and this helps us understand where every student falls and helps tailor our groupings, our whole group instruction, and what we're doing on a daily basis with each of our students, not just certain students. We also take a look at different needs we have for our teachers. We have a lot of new resources this year, so some of that entails working with our teachers on those new resources and how we can use that data to best support our decision making for our students in our classrooms. That can be during our PLT time. It can also be in coaching cycles that we're starting this year, or it can be on an individual basis where we work with teachers as needed. This just ensures that our teachers are using those high quality teaching methods to support our students and be responsive to their needs. Oh wait, I have one more. Sorry, I forgot. We also worked with our teachers at the beginning of the year to create norms for each of our grade level teams. This is just to ensure that we're spending the time purposefully to make sure that we're not kind of getting off track or diving too deep, which is usually what tends to happen with teachers. Is we want to really dive into that data to make sure we're doing the best we can. But having these norms helps us stay focused on the goal for the day, to ensure that we're impacting as many students as possible.
So during our PLTs, like Ms. Brittany said, we have a group of people who come to the table with the focus and the purpose of making sure we're looking at student achievement and what we can do next. So we have the grade level teachers, the admin is there, then we delegate different tasks. So we want to make sure that we have a timekeeper, somebody who's being mindful of the time so we can get our teachers out and back with their students as soon as possible. We have somebody who's leading the conversation, they are the facilitator. We have somebody who is a note taker who's logging all of this information in a notes template, and our coach is always at each of the PLTs as well. So we have different steps that we do every single time to keep it routine and stay into and to use that routine to make sure that we're cognizant of the time. So the very first thing that we do is we ask for everybody to share a celebration. We really want to start that meeting off with something very positive to set the tone for the rest of the meeting. Celebrating just really helps us motivate one another, get in that right headspace. It can be anywhere from a classroom win to something that's going really well in your personal life too, just something positive that we can start the meeting off with. Step 2, this is crucial. So we talk about what data they're bringing to the table from the previous PLT. So it's something, the actionable item from the prior PLT, they come to the table with that data already available to us and upload it into whatever format we have decided upon previously. Having that data already available to us makes it easy for us to just roll right into looking at and reading the data, because it's easy to gather the data, but then having those conversations about what we do with it next is really kind of the meat and potatoes of the PLTs. And then we also want to establish measurable goals. So making sure that we're not just shooting ideas off into the universe, we want to make sure we have a number and a plan in place of what do we want to do between now and the next time that we meet. For step 3, it's all about being intentional with our teaching strategies. So like Ms. Brittany said, we have tons of new curriculum right now, so making sure that we know, okay, this is what we're focusing on. Maybe it's short vowels. Now which part of our curriculum do we want to pull to remediate that? Is it UFly? Is it Hegarty? And really making sure that we pull those specific pieces so that the teachers have those actionable items when they leave the table of who is in what group, what are they working on, and what are we using to remediate that. Step 4 is that action plan resources. I got a little ahead of myself, so figuring out what curriculum we use. We are just so blessed right now. We have our fingers on all sorts of stuff. And we also talk to the teachers too. What have you used previously? What has worked for you? If we don't need to reinvent the wheel, if you have found something that works, let's use that. And those conversations are always very fluid in the PLTs. We let the teachers be the masters of their craft in that way. And then step 5, what do we want them to learn? How will we know if they learn it? And what will we do if they don't? So a lot of times that is identifying and planning for what do we need them to bring to the table the next time we meet, and then what are we going to do moving forward beyond that. If after that intervention cycle takes place and if that student is still not mastering a skill, what are we going to do next, and just kind of forward thinking of what that may look like. So step 6, this kind of gives you an outline of our notes template. Across the top, you can see whether it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. A lot of times in success time, we're working within that tier 2 time. We identify what students are going to be met with. We identify what skill they're going to be focusing on, when that's going to happen, whether it's going to happen during their math rotations or within their success time, or some teachers have moved to calling it win time, what I need. So a lot of times our interventions that are taking place are within that success or win time. And then what materials you're using, how are you going to assess? So after you have done an intervention cycle, how are you going to know if they've mastered it or not? So that's where that assessment piece comes in. And then what are we going to do at the end of it if they still don't know it? A lot of times, most of the times we say, bring it to the PLT, let's decide as a team. We don't ever want you to feel like you're on an island. We want to approach it with a team focus, and then we always put in when we're going to meet next so that teachers know when they have to have that data collected and uploaded into the format by.
So we want to talk about some of the types of data that we use. I think so far mostly we've been using some of our summative assessments like iLearn data, checkpoint data. As we continue to grow this, we'll also be able to use formative data that we're collecting from the classrooms, and our teachers will complete this cycle where they look at the needs, teach, and then assess to see how our students are doing. The next slide then talks about, this is an example, it's hard to see, but what you can notice is we've got the sheets are the same, but the top left one has data from prior in the year, early in the year, and then the second one, the bottom right, is after we've done some teaching and collected more data. There's more green is what you can see, and that's what we're looking for. Also noticing where the students might be still in that yellow or red and where we need to reteach. So that's what we're looking at in our PLTs on various pieces of data that we have. We've got sheets that are set up like this that we can look at and analyze to best meet the needs of our students, to give us some targeted instruction. In our PLTs, we're talking about this mindset of what our students can do as opposed to what they can't do. It's really easy for us to say they can't do this, and we're trying to shift that to work off of their strengths. So noticing what our students can do, also what our teachers are good at. One of the great things about the PLTs is it allows us to use a strength that teachers are doing. So if a teacher has particular success in some area, we can use that and then leverage that in the other classroom. As we continue to look at all of our students, for example, in the grade level, that we're working to grow each of those students in the grade level. That leads to our next part. I mean, some of the benefits are we want to impact student achievement. That's what our conversations are about. It's what's working, what's growing our students. That mindset of working together, we're better, and what you're doing in your classroom and what you're finding successful, that can help some of my students. We know that our students are not all the same. They're not cookie cutter, so we have to continually be looking for strategies and intervention to meet all their needs. And that's why we talked about these WIN groups or our intervention groups. We may have several different ones where kids are working on several different skills to grow them to meet proficiency in a certain area. And it also builds our teacher capacity. That's what we ultimately want to do, where we're continuing to grow in our ability to look at data too. Eventually, we hope that our teachers are looking at that data and using it on a daily basis and not needing to wait till our once-a-week professional learning team. Again, as we wrap that up, it's just a great opportunity for me to meet with teachers at a specific time. We have their needs. So fifth grade teachers have similar needs but different needs. And kindergarten teachers, Brittany, our instructional coaches, were able to meet where they're at, look at our student data, also compare data from kindergarten through fifth grade, again with the idea of raising our student proficiency. We're not where we want to be. We recognize we have opportunities for growth, and we're thankful for this that we've got. Do you have any questions for any of us?
No. Thank you for putting this together.
Thank you.
Very nice, thanks. Next, we're going to the principal's reports. The first one we have is, you got it, Pearston Elementary.
Hello. This month I'm happy to report we have completed checkpoint number 1. So now that we have gathered all of that data, it's what are we going to do with it moving forward? How are we going to help it guide our daily instruction? So during our PLTs, we have been disaggregating that data, really diving into, the state gives wonderful student reports, individualized student reports, and being able to look at specific needs for each student, where their gaps in their learning are, and trying to intervene with those, provide intervention services during that success time. So our instructional coach at Pearston, Lexi Rose, has done an amazing job of helping me collect ideas up here and put it onto paper to create a tracker that helps. It looks exactly like the one you guys just saw. That was more of a K2 with phonics, but Lexi and I have worked together to build one for checkpoint data to find where those holes in each individual student's learning is at. So we are just really excited now that we've taken that assessment to have that data at our fingertips and help it drive our instruction moving forward. And then we also we've been giving out coats at Pearston. So we've given out 15 brand new coats with hats and gloves. They also receive a warming bag with socks, underwear, heavy winter hat and gloves, chapstick, those kinds of things. And those are all donated from various different places. So Volunteers of Fort Wayne Coat Program is a community outreach that has donated those. And then the warming bags come from United Way, and those are also donated. So helping to meet the needs of our students, both academically, but also their basic needs too, of where we can kind of give a helping hand there too. So, any questions?
Thank you. Next, we have South Whitley Elementary School update. Mr. Holsopple.
So we as well are looking at our checkpoint data in our PLTs. One of the neat things that I didn't say, we have set up that our PLTs can work. The Pearston second graders, for example, and the South Whitley second graders, they do have similar times that we can collaborate. So we've talked about how that could look, whether that's a Google Meet. Sometimes we might travel to each other's location, but we can look at that data because it's important that we use all the brain power that we've got across grade levels. With the data that we've been looking at, we found areas to celebrate and areas that we can grow in and continue to get better. Additionally, our PLTs are going to be looking at our PBIS, and that's our positive behavior interventions and support school-wide procedures that we're currently using to see if those still align with what we want to be and where we're at. This is my plug for the spelling bee. That's going to be happening December 17th at 1:15. We are excited to see our 4th and 5th grade students working at being better spellers. If you'd like to be a judge again, or if you would like to try it for the first time, we would love to have you. Teresa Carano is going to be coaching our students to prepare them for this in an after school. We've got some spelling practices that we're going to be doing that we've had several students sign up for. Doesn't mean that they can't participate in the spelling bee, but this is just kind of like an athletic practice. 2 times a week, they're going to be able to practice their spelling. And I failed to mention in my October board report, but I wanted to mention my Title I staff who they planned an event called Read Your Way to Victory Night, and they had activities, food for families and our students, and also worked with Lexel and Whitko Athletic Department to sponsor 2 tickets for families that attend the football game. And it was just a great time. We had almost 200 people there, families, bingo, gave books away. Just a great time for the community to be together. Any questions for me?
The date of the spelling
December 17th.
At your school?
At South Whitley, yep.
At what time?
1:15.
Okay.
I think you have a judge now.
I was reading that. I'll contact you, Georgia.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Benedict with the Career Academy.
Good evening. Just want to share a couple things from November that happened. We have our 8th grade students that recently attended the Junior Achievement Job Spark field trip in Fort Wayne. They were able to explore different career pathways and opportunities through interactive exhibits and demonstrations. This is part of our Preparing in College and Careers class that all 8th graders come out and take here at the Academy. Secondly, Dr. Corris, myself, Sandy Benedict, and Taylor Bestgrove, our business instructor, recently visited Owen Valley High School to look at their student-based enterprise and explore some new ideas and ways to expand and enhance our Whitko print shop. As a reminder, we do have a print shop here that is able to produce custom design apparel, signage, and promotional ideas for members of the community. So keep that in mind if you want to visit the website or the bad with social media Facebook page for the business department. You can put your order in there, and they can take care of your needs there. Our manufacturing department, made up of Jade Hollenball, Precision Machining, Jay Oken, Welding, Chad Doms, Engineering, and Matt Price, Manufacturing, will be visiting Wednesday KEDCO and OrthoWorks, a manufacturing roundtable, to have local industry leaders and educators kind of come together and discuss ways that they can continue to grow manufacturing in the area. It's becoming more and more prevalent with all of our programming here that business leaders are getting involved. And then finally, the Career Academy has been selected to pilot the Job Ready 360 platform this school year. As many of you know, the new diploma tracks will be coming in with enrollment, enlistment, and employment. And each one of those has a seal and an honor seal to that, and all of those have work-based learning components to it. The Job Ready 360 platform allows schools to have an opportunity to track those students and their work-based learning hours, their in-field experience, as well as making sure that they have met state reporting and diploma requirements for those new diploma tracks that are coming out. Any questions?
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Next is Mr. Maurer with the junior high school.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me. First, I'd like to give a testing update. One of the themes you've heard tonight is about iLearn and testing, and we're no different at the junior high, grades 6 through 8. We have finished our checkpoint 1 as of the 14th, and we'll move on to checkpoint 2 in late January. We're happy to work with Dr. Carroll and our junior high team to disaggregate that data and in turn make best practice decisions for our students. I did have an opportunity last week to do a little subbing in one of the English language arts classes. And one of the common themes that we see in English language arts, and one of the things we need to mitigate, is reading comprehension and making inferences to what we read. For those viewing at home, if Johnny goes to the store and he buys a chocolate bar, what's he going to do with that chocolate bar? Is he going to eat it? Is he going to sell it? Is he going to throw it away? And when we read those passages and we read that dialogue and that narrative, if we're all reading that same book, we could all make different inferences but come back to the same thing, and that's the joy in reading. And I tried to describe that to the students, and we were able to make inferences to the Oregon Trail after reading a passage and all the different struggles and things that might have happened on the Oregon Trail. And what I was able to see is we do have students that can make those inferences. We just have to push them a little bit harder. So what does that mean in our daily classrooms as far as instruction? Is it instructional time? Is it a lab time? We're going to look at that data and take a deep dive and figure that out. But it's important for the board and for those viewing at home that in a focus group of about 60 students, for me, I saw that 80 to 90% of those kids can make inferences, and that really pleased me. So there's that. Curriculum update. We adopted iReady as our math curriculum in junior high, and our lead teachers had an opportunity to travel to Logansport Junior Senior High School and look at a working model of how that works and is being very successful. And they took some of that information and bringing that back here to Whitko Junior High for best practice. And we're excited to look at some of those implementations coming up soon. We're in the middle of, in the beginning of our observation window using Pivot, our new format for the teacher evaluation process. In the junior high, all new teachers will receive a formal observation this term, and all veteran teachers will receive at least one formal walkthrough with follow-ups with me. Right now, pre-conferences and those one-on-ones for those new teachers have already been completed, and we will make sure that those formals are done before the end of the term. It really helps me as the junior high principal a glimpse into my day, and something you may not know is I really love those walkthroughs. What I try to do is at least 3 days a week for at least 3 minutes go into a classroom and look at 3 things. I call it my big 3 or my 3 minutes with Maurer. All right, evidence of rigorous instruction, evidence of student engagement, and are classroom behaviors managed and are students safe. And a lot of times I can see those within the first 3 minutes, but when I have that pivot, that evaluation system in front of me, it makes it a very smooth transition to go from one classroom to the other, have that data, complete that data, and have that immediately available for teachers. So that has been, going to Pivot has been a win for Whitko as we get started in that format. And then something fun I'd like to share with you. We had our junior high dance on November 7th. We hosted a fall dance. We themed it a Halloween dance. I would say maybe 30-40% of the kids dressed up. The rest of them came as is. It was a great time. I had expected or anticipated 60 as a turnout. We had over 130 junior high students attend. We had a food truck there. We had a professional DJ. That was from 6 to 8 p.m. It was an absolute great time. I have some great stories stories. We took some great pictures. Please, there's not time in this forum, but please pull me aside and ask me about some of these really cool stories from the kids. It was a great memory and goes to build that culture that we're looking at in junior high. Special thanks to Ashley Hines and the Sunshine Society for all the planning, the setup, the tear down to make this a memorable event for our students. And if I don't see you all, please have a happy Thanksgiving. Any questions for me?
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Lungenball from senior high school.
Well, I'd like to start with some positives that have been happening every single day at Whitko High School. One of the things that, again, positive influence is very important to me. So we have the month of gratitude that is on the board, and I give you a little picture of it in your board packet. And so every day we are practicing some type of gratitude. It's read on the announcements, and it's really fun because some of our teachers have really embraced this and challenged their students to complete the task every single day. And then the kids come in and they tally on the chalkboard how many positive things, how many signs of gratitude that they have done during the week. And so we're really embracing that, which adds positively to our culture. Same thing with JD. The night after the middle school dance, we had the semi-formal dance here at the Career Academy. Great participation. Over 150 students showed up. Thank you to Mrs. Long and all of the volunteers that helped decorate the Career Academy. Another proud moment was we were awarded with the Riley Children's Hospital banner because Whitko Sunshine Society raised a total of $4,217 in April of 2025. So they actually sent a representative to the high school to give us that banner. Right now, again, outstanding culture and that positiveness. We are doing a food drive at the high school, and nothing makes my heart more happy because when I was here as a teacher, it's the chain link race. And so it starts in the main hallway, and I can remember when I was here that the chain links went all the way around upper A, came back down, went around lower A. And so to see those chains starting in that main hallway is a joy for me. As Mr. Maurer said, Pivot is in full swing, so I have done a walkthrough of every single high school teacher except for one. We also have rough PSAT data back, and I put that in the packet also. And I am meeting with Dr. Carroll to talk about areas of where we can focus growth so that when our students are taking the SAT that we can have improved scores. Some other things coming up is the high school did decide that we are going to start offering finals. So we have been talking about what it means to give students finals. What does that rigor look like? How much is it worth? What is our time spent on that? And so this year we are diving into that, and then we will see growth with that over time. Okay.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Singray with athletics.
Good evening. Just a few athletic updates. Recently, we hosted our second annual Lady Wildcat Wrestling Invitational, and this was a huge success. We had 27 teams and around 230 wrestlers who competed on that day. It was about 7 straight hours of just continuous wrestling on 3 different mats throughout the gym. The crowd was very busy, and it was a great fundraiser for the wrestling program and for the athletic department. Really want to thank all the workers and volunteers who helped make this event possible. Especially, it's quite a commitment. Some people were there before 6 a.m. and didn't leave until about 6 p.m. So long day and a lot of work. I'd also like to mention that our winter senior night and youth recognition night dates have been set. These dates will be shared through Parent Square, Facebook, and posted on our athletic website. A couple facility updates. Our main gym scoreboard project has been completed. We're now focused on completing trainings and figuring out how to create our own personalized Wildcat content. So we're working on that this week, actually, and hope to continue to build and build and build what we can do with the new scoreboards. Our sound system, I'll be meeting with New Era Technology to review our main gym sound system and get it all synced up with our video boards. So that way we can play any type of videos or advertisements and it'll sync to our sound system. They will also be providing a quote to do an install for our football sound system to update that facility as well. So that's all the updates I have for tonight. Any questions?
The basketball scoreboards are out of sight. They are beautiful.
Yep.
Tell you everything you want to know.
Yeah, no, they're definitely awesome, and it's been a lot to figure out sort of on the run. They got installed about 2 weeks later than what we had hoped, so huge kudos to our operators who took all that information in, and even before the varsity girls game the other night, we had a little glitch, and we're just kind of looking at each other like, do you remember how to fix this? And we called Daktronics, and they have support until 8 p.m. Central Time, so we were able to get it fixed. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have Mrs. Snavely with Transportation.
Good evening. Get started with the snow update. We have the plows ready to go on the trucks. We are down a truck this year. We're down to 2. We normally have 3, at least 1 for all of our major facilities. I'll be working with Joe to get quotes on a new truck and a plow to go along with that. Along with that, we got our 2 loads of salt delivered, and we got our sand in the spring, and we mix that together, and that's what we use to treat our lots. We did get our first snowfall of the season last week. It came a little earlier than normal, but we fared very well. I feel like the decision that we made was a good decision. Robin and I had the opportunity to go to a winter operations outreach session with NDOT last week. They had a lot of good information that helped us to understand where their plows are at, their routes, how they work things. They gave us a 511 website that we can go and see real time for the snow plows, and something that I hadn't thought of, but they have so many trucks on the road, but they said every day they're down probably 40 drivers, just with people calling in sick or vacations and whatnot. And it just kind of made me feel a little bit better with the situation that we have sometimes, to know that we're not alone, and kind of helped me to give them a little bit of the grace that I hope that people give us when we're traveling roads and we think, why isn't this plowed? Well, that may be why. Kristen Ousley, our mechanic, has put in her notice. She had told me a while back that the job has just been a lot more physically than what she had thought it would be. And so she's going to take a little time and spend with her grandmother, and her last day is going to be December 2nd. We've posted that position, and we're hoping to start interviews at the end of this week. Just working with Joe to get everything switched over, all of our accounts and our contact information, so that he knows what's going on, and he knows where everything leads to, and he can make those connections. I've worked with him all along, so he has a very good understanding, probably just as much as I do, of who does what for us and where he needs to go. Special ed lift bus is going to be delivered Thursday, so yay. This is the last bus for our 2024 purchase, so we're excited to get that and get that on the road. And we've just been busy covering trips and routes. We have 99 winter sports trips, 45 of them before Christmas. So it's just a busy time in transportation, and that's all I have. Any questions? I feel like I should have a lot more. I'm not used to that.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Jackson with operations.
Good evening. On the maintenance side, we have quotes for boiler and chiller maintenance. We just got them in, so we'll be going over them this week to see what our best option is. Boiler inspections will be Monday, November 24th, and that's through our insurance company. Quote for the fire alarm panel at junior senior high. We'll be meeting with New Era on Wednesday to go over the replacement for that. Winter preparedness plans. Rhonda and I have been working on roles, responsibilities, and equipment for each building so everybody knows what the plan is, who's doing what. School risk management program. It's a program that we used to use to do building checks, school safety items, grounds, buildings, stairs, the whole inside. So the head custodians are going to start doing that again monthly. Rhonda talked about a new truck, roofing project for 2026. Garland has been on site doing core samples and scans of our roofs for the Southwell Elementary and the high school. And construction update for the junior senior high. Custer has replaced all the chairs that were on recall, and that was like a total of 398 chairs. Door locks have been installed, and Schenkel Construction still has some punch list items that they need to take care of. That's all I got. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yep.
Next, Ms. Walmer with Special Services.
So now that we have a lot of good things going with MTSS and our PLT teams leading that initiative for academics, one clear area of need that we've kind of come across is a lot of mental health and behavior. And so there was a leadership team. We just went to Grand Rapids and went through a PD conference focusing on behavioral solutions. And one of the things that came out of that for us is that we're going to look to conduct a systemic behavior gap audit just to look at our behavior systems. So while we have the PLT groups for academics, we're also going to do the same thing for behavior as well. And I know Dr. Carroll was working on creating a resource bank for Tier 1 intervention, specifically focusing on behaviors, so that we can get those tools started for that and to amplify our MTSS process. In addition to that, we're continuing to provide crisis prevention intervention training to staff along with the de-escalation component. What we would like to do is also contain the de-escalation piece and make that available for all staff, even if they're not wanting to be on part of our CPI teams. So that will be going soon. And then also with our new schedule, we're starting a para-educator training program, and this isn't just specific to special ed paras, but also extending it to EL, title, and other grade level instructional assistants so that their time during those in-service days can be meaningful and they can get information and some professional development on areas that they see fit for their positions. Do you have any questions? No?
Thank you.
Yep.
Next, we have Ms. Arnett with Little Cats.
We've officially completed the infant toddler playground out back for our 1s to our 2-year-olds. We just got the rest of our stuff in this week. We're starting to look at our summer program details. I'm going over those with Hillary. We're kind of deciding what we want to do for that. And then we received a donation from Life and Hope Foundation with some Crayola supplies. The internal vote on our mascot, we finally finished that. His name is Winston Jr. I'm sure you've seen that on our webpage. And then we're also selling magnets of him for $5. Any questions?
Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Carroll with curriculum.
Good evening. I just want to start by saying last month I gave the presentation on data for the district, and I just shared with you the spring of 25 data, but since then I have done a little bit of a deeper dive, and I've looked at all of the iLearn data for our current fourth graders through juniors, and I've put the data together in a tracker for Dr. Corris and the building administrators that tracks cohorts of students, so you can see from grade 3 on what their iLearn data has been. So we can see if they're growing or if we're dropping, and so we're looking at it not just, vertically, but we're looking at it horizontally for those cohorts as well. So I have put that together. Going to do the same for SAT data, just haven't got there yet, but that's my plan. The second thing I wanted to share with you is that we are taking a team to the Marzano High Reliability Schools Summit, and we are going to be looking at the 5 most effective practices for school districts, like high reliability school districts. And over the next couple of weeks, we are going to be giving a survey to all staff members. We would like to include like our bus drivers, cafeteria, instructional assistants, administrators, teachers, everyone that makes this place run smoothly every day. And we're going to focus on level 1, which is safe and collaborative schools, and take a look at that data as a team when we go to that summit and put a few action steps in place so that we're all speaking the same language. Once we get through level 1, we will move to level 2, and that is talking about effective instruction across the board, which we have a lot of things happening already to improve instruction, but that is going to be level 2, and then hopefully in the future years we can work through levels 3 through 5. The next thing is, I know a couple of them already mentioned it, but I am meeting with all building administrators to review Checkpoint 1 data for 3 through 8, and then Mrs. Longenball to talk about PSAT data and what interventions we can put in place to make a difference. So when they talked about checkpoint data earlier, that is looking at specific standards and how students did on specific standards for a specific time frame. But we took iReady in the middle of, at the beginning of the year to get a baseline of where all students are, K through 8 for math, K through 5 for ELA. We will take that middle of the year assessment here in December, and then that will show us overall growth for each student. So it's not looking at specific standards, it's looking at overall growth in math and overall growth in reading. So we will be doing that. I feel really great about all the work the teachers have done, K through 5, with their curriculum maps for ELA and math. They have done phenomenal work. Our next step is to now build out common formative assessments, we call them CFAs, and put those inside the instructional curriculum maps as well. So that's our next step here in the next coming months. I'm really excited to begin work, Mr. Maurer mentioned it earlier, with the 6th through 8th grade math teachers. We're going to start there, making sure their curriculum is all aligned with checkpoints, which they are doing that now. We're just going to refine it since they've made the visit to Logansport. And the last thing I want to share with you is I was recently invited to be on the Indiana Department of Education Formative Assessment Grant Committee to look at highly effective formative assessments throughout the state of Indiana. So I'm excited to represent Whitko and do that. So, any questions?
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. And next we have Mr. Buchanan with IT.
Good evening. Are you staying warm? It's a little chilly, isn't it? Yeah, my nose is cold. We have made the transition to the 4.0 grade scale from the 12.0. That took a number of weeks to do that. We collected all the data and make sure that we understood where we're at today. If we move to 4.0, where's it going to be? So that way when we made the transition, we could check and see and verify that we were right on. I made that about 10 days ago, and there was a slight change that was made to make sure we're in alignment with the student handbook. So we got that updated, and we've been running smooth since then. So I haven't heard anything. Drew Benedict is our Power School admin. He hasn't heard anything lately, so we have a lot of people looking at it, so we're looking like it's put to bed. So that's awesome. E-rate project, we got one coming up for this next year. We're going to be replacing 200 access points for Wi-Fi. Those one particular access points are good for another year, and we'll get those changed over. The HEC conference for professional development, Justin, Andy, and myself went to a technology and education conference in Indianapolis. We learned quite a bit, made good connections there, and I think the biggest thing there, the impact is about artificial intelligence, right? We're hearing that quite a bit. And if you're familiar with Moore's law, you know, it's an exponential curve. So it goes kind of like this, and all of a sudden shoots right up right there. We're at the stage where it's starting to shoot up. And an example of that, which I'm really excited about, is like our Cisco switches. In the next 6 months, they believe they'll have artificial intelligence set up where if I have a question about the network and how I want to change it, I can type it in there, and it's like having a systems engineer on staff or a network engineer on staff, which is really pretty exciting. I've already been using it myself in terms of sysadmin changes that we need to make, like in Google admin. We want to, you know, we'll just make it very vague. I want to give permissions to this one particular group, and it walks you through it. And it wasn't quite right, so I asked it more a clarifying question, and like it gave me a better answer, and I was able to make the change. So it's pretty exciting there. I was also able to see how it impacts curriculum, and it's really pretty cool because you can really take. Let me just use this one analogy. I don't know if you've noticed when you start to search, it'll give you an AI description of your answer, right? And the website's below that. And a lot of times that AI description is like point on. And if you think about what just happened there, it referenced a number of websites and then summarized them and then gave you the answer. So it's kind of transitioning websites into just informational stores, and you go there for really specific purpose. Otherwise, AI will give you the summary. So in terms of curriculum, it's pretty cool because you can take state standards, you could take a couple different curriculum, you could give it some boundaries, and then say, create a lesson plan. And then it does it, like, okay, I don't quite like that, change it, all right, and then it changes it accordingly. We need some differentiation because we have a few students that have, you know, this in their IEP. It can give you additions to that. I have one high achiever in the class, and you know, you could put some parameters in there, and it'll create a lesson in there for that student also. So you can really create a lesson very quick that connects to state standards that you believe as an educator is going to be most engaging for your students at all levels. So that's pretty exciting. The scary part is that cybersecurity. Right, so as much as I'm going to have a systems engineer through AI, they're going to have a rogue AI person going off and looking for every nook and cranny to get into our network. Thankfully, we have CrowdStrike, and they have AI too. They're developing that, so it's an arms race going on right now. And I think we'll be pretty good with that. We've also, going into that, one of the weak points in any corporation, any school district would be phishing. And we have started the phishing campaigns again. They've been going, but the users have not been updated in those phishing campaigns. So they're all updated now, and they're going out to all of our employees. And then so every month a phishing campaign will go out, and then at the end of that month I'll go ahead and send out a report that everyone see in every school how their school did relative to the district average. It's not going to be something we point out or individuals that clicked, or even one school that was worse than another school. You'll just see your school data and not the industry average, but the district average. As people develop a pattern of clicking, which can happen, it's okay. I'll just sit down with them and we'll look as an educational experience on when this came up. What did you see? Let's look at the key indicators there that says this is phishing. So it's for education. It's not just education for them and our data, but it's also for them in their personal life too, because they want everybody. That's all I have. Are any questions?
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say thank you for getting us on a 4.0 scale like other schools have. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be here. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Next is 4.0, which are donation and grant updates with Dr. Corus.
All right, so we have $625 for Ag Cares Fund grant from the Kosciuszko County Community Foundation to Whitko FFA chapter, a 3D printer to the Whitko Career Academy from Brian and Yana Kreip, valued at $200, $500 donation to FFA chapter's Winter Wonderland Tree and Craft Auction from RJ Kern Trucking, $500 donation for the FFA chapter's Winter Wonderland Tree and Craft Auction from Holzinger Seed Service, and lastly, Big C Lumber donated literally a truckload of lumber to support ag student projects. So thank you for those donations.
All right, very good. We have no signups for the public comments regarding agenda items at this time. So we'll move on to 6.0. That includes 6.1, which are the minutes for the October 20th regular meeting and the October 30th public meeting. We have accounts payable and receivable for payroll claims of November 7th and November 21st, as well as claims for November 13th and monthly transfers. 6.3 are the financial reports. We have the revenue report, the appropriation report, the fund report, and the financial report. And 6.4 is extracurricular reports. We have Pearson Elementary, South Whitley Elementary, September and October, and we have the junior senior high school extracurricular. And then we also have a list of personnel changes. May I have a motion to approve 6.0 in its entirety from 6.1 through 6.5?
I move we approve business reports and consent agendas as presented. I second it.
It has been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. I'm going to start left to right. Micah, would you say aye for agree or nay for oppose? Micah says aye. Georgia?
Aye.
Georgia says aye. Scott Wursler says aye. Deb?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is new business. 7.0, which is approval of Tracy Rhodes' appointment to the Pearston Library Board of Trustees. Tracy will take Jim Bumbaugh's seat as Mr. Bumbaugh has moved out of the district. May I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion we approve Tracy Rhodes' appointment to the Pearston Library Board of Trustees.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. This time I'll start at the right. Lynn?
Aye.
Deb?
Aye.
Scott? I say aye.
Georgia? Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Next, we have approval of non-certified staff wage scales and wage steps. May I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the non-certified staff wages scale and wages step. I second it.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any discussion? We will proceed to vote. Micah, you're up first this time.
Aye.
Aye.
Scott says aye. Deb?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 7.3 is the approval of salary adjustments for administrators who have completed at least 1 year of service, not to exceed 8.1% in the 2025-2026, based on the superintendent's individual evaluations and recommendations. The agreement between the Whitko Community School Board and the Whitko Classroom Teachers Association has been approved by both parties and provides for an aggregate overall salary increase of 8.15% for the 2025-2026 school year. May I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the salary adjustments for administrators who have completed at least 1 year of service, not to exceed 8.1% in 25-26.
May I have a second? Deb, you second?
Yes, I did.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any discussion? Okay, we will proceed to vote. Lynn?
Aye.
Deb?
Aye. Aye.
Scott says aye.
Georgia, aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Next is 7.4, the approval of ISBA Book 1000 policies as presented on first reading with a second and final reading at the December 20th school board meeting. This is a book-by-book changeover from Neola to Indiana School Board Association Policy Management. May I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the ISBA Book 1000 policies as presented on the first reading.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? We proceed to vote. Micah?
Aye.
Georgia, aye.
Scott, aye.
Deb, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is 7.5, the approval of ISBA Fall Quarterly Policy updates as presented on first reading with a second and final reading at the December 20th school board meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the ISBA Fall Quarterly Policy Updates.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? We will proceed to vote. Lynn?
Aye.
Deb, aye.
Scott, aye.
Georgia, aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. 7.6 is the approval of a school bus request from the Old German Baptist Brethren Church, North Manchester, on December 4th. The church representatives will pay wages for bus driver Brock or Gwen Ostrom, fuel, and have provided proof of liability insurance. May I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the school bus use request from the Old German Baptist Brethren Church in North Manchester on December the 4th.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? We will now proceed to vote. Micah?
Aye.
Georgia, aye.
Scott, aye.
Deb, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 7.7 is the approval of field trips. May I have a motion to approve the field trips as presented?
I move that we approve the field trips.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? We will now proceed to vote. Lynn, how do you vote?
Aye.
Deb, aye.
Scott, aye.
Georgia, aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you. 8.0 is old business. We have no old business at this time. So next is 9.0, which are miscellaneous administrative items by the superintendent.
All right. So first I would like to say congratulations. Our archers this past weekend were here at the Academy for the 2025 edition. There were actually 283 from over 20 schools, both from Indiana and Michigan. It was about raising money for Whitko families specifically for the holiday season. And they specifically talk about with the students mentorship. The veteran archers are mentoring the younger archers and kind of showing them the ropes. And both the Indiana NASP and the Michigan NASP programs came together to make that happen. And they were just shy of $1,000. So they were pretty proud of that. Winter sports has kicked off. The gym was packed Friday. It was awesome to see the boards up there. We only lost by 3 points, which was disappointing, but the energy was so amazing. I just wanted to bottle up and take it everywhere. So kudos to Barry for getting that accomplished. We actually found out today, we have been trying to find money to plant an orchard out front. So we received a $4,400 grant from the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. So we will plant that in the spring. So that's exciting, apples and pears. So you'll see that come to life. And then thank you to Brittany, Joel, and Liz for your presentation on PLTs. And I'm just thankful for all of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. That's all I have.
Okay.
Can I mention something about the archers? They also, everyone who came, their entry fee was food for the food pantries. For the Pearston Food Pantry, for the South Whitley Food Pantry. You can't imagine the boxes and boxes and boxes of food that two of us sorted through today at the Pierceton Food Pantry. It was unbelievable. Very, very little of it had to be discarded because of dates. It's amazing what they do each year at this archery tournament. So we thank them because the more things that are happening in the world, the more clients we are getting in our food pantry. So we're thankful for anything that we get.
Very good. 10.0 is public comments on non-agenda items. We have no one signed up for the public comments regarding these, so we will move on to 11.0, which are miscellaneous board items by the president. I have a couple things. Just want to clarify to the public that at the November 5th special meeting to ratify the 2025-2027 collective bargaining agreement, it was indicated that the meeting was not advertised. This would mean that the meeting was illegal and the collective bargaining agreement was illegally approved. Advertising would indicate that we pay for the notices. We do not as a school corporation, and we don't have to. Notices are sent to the media, but it's up to them whether or not that information is published. So please be advised the notice was properly given regarding the November 5th special meeting to consider the 2025 through 27 collective bargaining agreement. We notified the media, we notified the Tribune News and the Times-Union, but we also reached out to Ink Free News, the Post and Mail, and the Tribune News reporter Jen Kreider. The media was notified about this meeting on Friday morning, October 31st. We are required to post a paper notice on the front of the Academy building if the meeting is being held there. This was posted Friday morning, October 31st. And the board received notice of the meeting at the October 30th public meeting and in the superintendent's report to the board on Friday, October 31st. We also, as a courtesy to the board and the community, the board members receive a Google Calendar invitation regarding the special meeting. Katie Brown receives the meeting notices at the same time as our media partners. She created a special front page section of upcoming school board meeting dates. This special meeting was on our website on Friday, October 31st. The notice was posted on the website in the news section, and also the meeting day and the time are on the website's district calendar. The school board's agendas and meetings page are also indicate upcoming meeting days, and meeting agendas and minutes are linked there. So I just wanted to clarify for the public that the November 5th special meeting was appropriately posted. I also have something here from Mr. Brady Rhodes, the State Manager of Education Partnerships for Education First. It says, I am writing today to inform you that Dr. Amy Corris has been officially named to Education's first Global Education Advisory Council. This is an immense honor. If you are unfamiliar with the work of Education First, we are a large international education partner that serves over 1 million students per year around the world in over 50 countries. In the state of Indiana, we are officially partners with the IAPSS and IASP and work to produce co-curricular international tours for Indiana high school and middle school students. As part of our work, Education First has established the Advisory Council of very select superintendents from across the United States of America to provide valuable feedback and input on our programming to ensure we are aligned with the needs of educators and students alike. The program is described as follows. The Education First Global Education Advisory Council aims to bring together educational leaders from schools and districts across the U.S. to support and expand global education and travel-based learning. This initiative is designed to expand impact of global education across the education system in the United States by deepening relationships with key influences who support the Education First mission of opening the world through education. Members were selected based on merit to give Education First input from all different types of school districts, from some of the largest districts in the nation to some of the smaller rural districts. Dr. Corris was selected for this advisory council due to her unique perspectives and experiences in an education, as an educational leader in rural Indiana, and her advocacy that education should be for all students. She is a well-respected educational leader in the state, and I am deeply thankful to have her assistance in this role. She will have a large impact on how Education First programming impacts students across the state, the nation, and the world. So congratulations. The next work session is Wednesdays, December 10th in the Academy Tap Room at 5:30, and the next regular meeting is Monday, December 15th in the Academic Lecture Room, which is here at 5:30. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
I second it.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? We will now proceed to vote. Micah?
Aye.
Georgia, aye.
Scott, aye.
Deb, aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.